Hey guys, welcome back to Raid Shadow Legends. In today's video, I wanted to do two things. I want to have a talk about how my perspective has changed on new players and using summons, and then I want to give you guys a day 25 update for our new free-to-play account. So let's talk about summons over here. So previously, you can see we're decently saved up at day 25. We've got 5 Sacreds, 1 Primal, 15 Voids, and 75 Ancients. And previously, I've said that, and this is what I did on all my previous accounts, is as soon as a 2x event comes around, whether it be Ancients, Voids, or Sacreds, I would just pop them because it just always felt like the best value for your account in the early days before you have a massive roster was to have a better chance of getting those high rarities. But after doing what I'm doing on this account, which is saving for future turtle events that we might have to try and get guaranteed champions, I actually think this is not a bad option. Now, it also depends on the type of player you are. If you're brand new to Raid, summoning is fun and keeps the enjoyment in there for you. So summoning on a 2x event, which come around more frequently than, saving for like 2 months to try and get a champion, then by all means, go ahead and do it. It's not like the worst thing in the world. Or if you're just someone who normally likes saving in games, because I don't know about you guys, but I find when I have these savings, the idea of saving is honestly like close to more enjoyable than actually going ahead and popping them when you actually do it, because it just feels good to have all this in the bank. But once again, the great thing about Raid is due to their fusion system, their path system, Deck of Fate system, whatever it may be, the systems that give you reasons to burn these summons also give you chances, or not chances, give you the opportunity to guarantee some champions. And previously, like I said, I used to say for new accounts, burn them so you can build out your roster. But honestly, the state of the game where I've played through, 4 or 5 accounts now, where you can basically just do everything you need to with in the early game with your beginner code and download link champions, that you really don't need to summon. And if you want to jump in and just start saving for a future fusion or path champion or anything like that, I think that is probably the way I would play accounts from now on. Like I said, when I first started playing, it was like I wanted to get stuff, I wanted to summon stuff and get that feeling. But now it's the enjoyment I get through actually saving summons. So either way is perfectly fine. But once again, I think with the champions that we can get now through the beginner codes like Tagoar, through the download links, which my most recent one has Anax, the Vergis, the Deacon, and Tagoar, and then add in a login champion if you're playing during a login champion. The fact that we can use the Madam Serris link, a lot of people keep telling me it's not working. People in Discord are still getting it to work. If you are having issues with the Madam Serris, it does have to be on like a brand new account to make it work. Not a brand new, you've got to use the original link, like my link, say for instance, in the description, download with that link so you get your first champion in the mail. Then you go uninstall and then reinstall with the Boozer link, and that's how you get the Serris. If you're having issues, jump into the Discord. We can help you out there. But, you've also got Madam Serris, who you don't really need anyway. You've got this chick who you can just get through running a couple alt accounts anyway, which these two aren't very, very crucial. But just literally with this account, the Mikey Tagoar, the Anax, the Vergis, and the Deacon haven't even relied on Tagoar, haven't even skilled the boy up. You can just crush through everything you need to in the game, which is absolutely insane. Because if we go over here on mine, Demon Lord, if we go over here to Nightmare, we're still doing 2 keys on Demon Lord. I've also just upgraded Vergis to 6-star Ascension and also got my Masteries for Deacon. So the next run, we should do even stronger. So you can do really well in that side of things, and that's on neutral element as well. You can get through everything you need to. Once again, with this download link, the only thing you can struggle with is Spiders 20 because you do not have a burner. If we go over here and we go to filter, include the vaults, and then we go debuffs, sorry, let's go to debuffs, burn. You can see I have no HP burner. If we go over to the tower, we had to do this boss using the Armiger at level 40 so you could block the revive. But besides the lack of a burner, it's the only thing like with this account that I am missing. And there are rare burners, but that's the one pickle you get into when you hold out on summons altogether. But besides that, like I said, I just think it is definitely perfectly viable to save summons from the very beginning of the game. But once again, if you like having some fun, go ahead and pop them. It doesn't really matter. But I just wanted to update you guys on that one because I really have felt no friction on this account in pushing without doing any summons, besides obviously mystery shards, because you're always going to do your mystery shards. And those mystery shards give you a chance at getting one of those burning units, but you can see from all my rares, I still haven't picked up a burning unit, unfortunately. So now let's jump in and do a day 25 update. We're on day 25 of play. We're on day 26 of logins. Now, if you watched my previous account playthrough, we did, oh no, the one before that, we did the 27-day Arbiter. Now, when I started this account out, I was thinking about trying to beat that, but then I shifted. Because to actually do the Arbiter speedrun, you waste so many gems. If you look at where I am on the Arbiter missions at the moment, you can see I got to do the Magic Keep, then I got to do the Force Keep, then I got to do the Void Keep, then we got to do the Arena Battles. Now, the big thing when you try to rush Arbiter and, you know, do the 27 days or below, you spend a lot of gems on extra arena attacks and also gems on refreshing the arena to find those easy wins. And then you also waste at least 500 gems unlocking these different elemental dungeons. And I decided probably around like day 15 that I wasn't going to go for Arbiter missions because I do want to try and get as many Ninja Turtles as I can through these different means. So that means saving as many gems as possible. You can see we're on 1845. Now people ask me why I haven't done the Unlock the Mine for that same purpose, because often when those events, whether they are paired with Dungeon Divers, whether they're paired with Champion Training, gems are a way to get you extra points. And the cost of unlocking this bad boy versus the amount you get, it wouldn't have return in the first like 30 to 60 days. So I didn't want to unlock it. After we get through this turtle period and all the turtle events are gone, that is when I will go ahead and unlock the mine. That's just uniquely because of the turtles going on this account when I've started this account. So that is the gist there. If we go over here, I showed you guys the clan boss. We're still doing the clan boss really nicely. What I'm actually going to do now is on the clan boss reset, I'm going to wait because this guild hits it super hard, super fast. And I'm going to wait and see once we get a Force Ultra Nightmare. And then I'm going to have a swing into the Ultra Nightmare on Force Element. Because my entire team, if we go down here, because my entire team is Spirit besides the Hunrock, Force Element is so good for me. And so even if I can maybe if I can do a 4-key Ultra Nightmare on Force, well, that's a great boost if I can start doing that and just focus in on that Force element of the Ultra Nightmare. So that's kind of where I'm sitting at. I'm thinking I may start delving into that because if we take a look over here, we did get our Deacon's Masteries today. Which is really nice. So we got his War Master. That means now all of our champions are on War Master. Now, the one thing I am missing is obviously a soul for Tahanra because that has not popped up yet. It would be great to get a soul for her. And it would also be huge to get a soul for Deacon because I still don't have a cruelty user on my account for the clan boss, which, you know, even at 1 star, it's not crazy. But, you know, an extra 5% death break ain't like, it's not horrible as you scale up. So I would really love to see those 2 souls come up in the shop. Now, I'm not using my soul stones. You can see here we're sitting on 10 soul stones. We're also on 8,700 of the whatever those things are called to get 8 more of them. We've got 1 immortal and enough to buy 1 more. Now, normally with these ones, these coins, I buy the Immortal Soul Essence so that I can buy specific souls that I'm looking for. But on this account, I think I'm going to save them and wait, because if we do have that like a deck of fate that gives Raphael or Leonardo or something like that, I want to have access to as many soul stones as I can possibly, because, you know, that's the shit I want to get on this one. It's all about the turtles. That's pretty much it. If we go over to the account once again, you guys saw where we are with Arbiter missions, so we're pretty much done everything. The only thing that we need to do for Arbiter missions is basically make Madam Serris 60 or just 6-star, so I can get the 6-star ascension for her. You can see we just did the Vergis mission today. The next one is going to be the Tagoar, then it's going to be this chick, I can't say her name, and then it's going to be Serris. So you can see we're pretty close on food anyway. So at this stage of this account, I'm pretty happy with what I've done in progression, and now I don't really have a specific target for my energy. So now I am going to focus on things that can get me resources that may help me with those, you know, possible future turtle events. The next one I'm going to do is this Gear Ascension tournament. I'm going to go until I get that Soul Stone, because that Soul Stone is really damn nice. And like I said, I'm not desperate to spend energy. I don't want to spend energy on the dungeons, like I mentioned in my last video, at this stage, at least not while there's no tournament going on, because it's kind of pointless. So I don't really want to spend that energy there, because yes, I could get some upgrades, but it's not going to be crazy. I may dump a little bit into spiders later on, but I'll probably wait for a spider event. So that's kind of what I'm looking at doing with my energy energy at the moment. Plus that event, I may even go ahead and get the shard for the summon pool, because we do have Geomancer and also what's his face, Mordecai in there, which give us access to the burn. Now, does he burns, doesn't he? Has a 50% chance of placing HP burn debuff on the target for 2 turns if this champion is under increased attack. Yeah, so we just got to get his increased attack on, and then we can burn. So even though Ultimate Gallic wouldn't be great, like I said, for my account to clear spiders, I might be able to do it without a burner, but even if I pulled a rare burner, so even if I could pull any one of these 3 and just use them literally to apply a burn that I could spread, it would be pretty much GG's. So that's why I may actually go all the way on this event, even though it will cost a lot of energy. I may do that just so I can get that sort of chance at a burner. We'll have to see how we go. And then besides that, future events of these bad boys summoning pools, I would love it if there was a future summoning pool that did have Donatello up there again, because I missed out on the fusion because I couldn't get it with where I started my account. If I put everything in to try and get it, I may have if I won the tournaments, but that wasn't worth the risk. I know someone else in Discord actually managed to do that, which is huge, but I would love another chance to get Donatello somewhere in the game as well, because he is an absolute monster of a support to put with the turtles. So that is that one. Now, my alarm is going off on my watch, so we better go ahead here and check the arena, see if we get a free win. Look at that, the free win on the Kales. We will take that. Now, I'll update you guys on our arena points, because as I mentioned, because I'm not rushing Arbiter, I haven't been buying, like in the early days of this account, I probably spent 200 gems on arena, buying extra arena attacks, because I was thinking about it. Then I quickly stopped that. So you can see we're on 188 of the gold medals. And our Great Hole is at level 9 for our Spirit Accuracy. I absolutely love this account because everyone is the same affinity. The only other one is going to be our what should we call it, Tahanrak, who is Void, but like having so many key champions in your team be one affinity makes it so great for early game in just upgrading one of these and knowing you're going to get that massive benefit. So it's really damn nice over there. Moving on past that, like I said, Doom Tower, we managed to clear this with our Armature level 40, getting the killing blow, which was clutch. I think the next difficulty we might struggle with the level 40 Armature, so if we could get a burner, it would be really nice to help deal with the Frost Spider. The other thing is, we will soon, I'd say it'll take us another 2 to 3 days to get to level 52, but once we get to 52, that'll unlock Cursed City, which gives us more resources once again. And we do have another siege starting in a day and 3 hours, which is really damn nice. We have arena settlements coming in. Now I'm holding myself back here. I'm not using any of my attacks because we are teetering on the promotion line. After 17 minutes, it'll reset. In the early game, I just love staying in this bottom league because you get so many more free wins. It's just easier to manage, in my opinion. So that's what I love. Live arena, you can see we've been doing our attacks every day. Live arena is an absolute piece of shit at this stage of the game. You get so many just impossible enemies. Like you fight them like level 100s. It's like, okay, well, that's just a scoop. But yes, I have been managing to get my 5 wins every day and get my chests, and we are almost up to the 35 win chest, which will be really nice. Hopefully I can get that tomorrow, which means I can get myself some more of the primal quartz, which is great. Also some pieces of gear, which I'll always take. But the progression rewards along here are also really damn nice. You can see we're about to get another ancient shard. There's another one up here, you know, a bunch of energy coming up soon for me as well. It's just really nice little progression rewards if you can go through the trauma that is live arena, which is an absolute pain in the ass, but hey, it is what it is. We got to do it on a new account. It's just that there's no restrictions on like the power or anything of the enemy team you can play. I feel like in these early stages, when you hit level 50, like only fight against people that are like 50 to 55, but maybe the player base isn't enough for it. I don't know. I feel like it would be because as soon as you unlock it, like, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling about that shit. Live arena is a thing. And as you can see here on my primal shards, we're on 95 fragments. So once we do that, we get another one. And then if we get another 30 wins, we will have another primal shard. So that'll bring us up to 3 primal shards, which once again, you definitely only want to use primal shards on 2x primal shard drop times. But if it could get me across the line on an event to, you know, get a guaranteed champion and I have to use those, like obviously I'd use everything else first. But if it could get me across the line, then I will go ahead and use those if I have to. So that is pretty much everything for the account for day 25, day 26 of login. So really, really happy. Now, the earliest I think I could complete the Arbiter missions, day 32 is when I get to clear the Void one, which is here. But then I've got to do 200 wins in Classic Arena. So and then I've got to do these, and I'm not going to buy keys, because that's the other thing. In Arbiter missions, you got to buy so many keys. Like, you waste so many fucking gems. This way, I'm going to be stacked on gems, which is going to be great. So this one, I'd say, so Tuesday is day 32. Oh, let's say, so Sunday is day 32, sorry. So day 32, and then 3 days to get the arena battles done, because I'm not going to buy extra tickets. Let's call it that. Then... oh, it might only be 2 days. We'll see how we go. I'm not too sure. 2 to 3 days. It might actually even be 4. And then, 2 days. I reckon by day 40, this account, we will have Arbiter missions done. But that will be my greatest Arbiter clear, because I didn't waste gems. Like, that is the biggest thing. Those Arbiter rush accounts sound super fun. It's like super cool. But it just means you basically no-lifed and wasted a lot of gems. So this is going to be, honestly, my favorite Arbiter clear once we get it done, because it's going to be doing no pulls. And it's going to be saving a ton of gems. So that is where we're at. I'm going to stop rambling, because I just realized lately I just ramble, guys. So if there's any other content you'd like to see, questions you want to ask me, if you want to do an account review, I'll only, because people have been asking me to do, if I would do account reviews, I'd probably only do it for like very early game accounts, working into Demon Lord Nightmare and Ultra Nightmare, because that's where my big knowledge lies. If you've got a late end game account, that's probably not my area of expertise, but I'm happy to jump in. If you want to do something like that, just hit me up on Discord. But anyway, guys, now I'm really going to shut up. As always, thanks for watching. Hope you have an awesome day, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one. Cheers.